They're going to be putting a 500-gallon chamber drywell system in. All right, we got the downspout connected, the sump pump connected, goes into here.
So this customer's having two issues.
Yeah, I think there's a deck footing right in the way of where we're digging. Over. Where do you want it?
Right at the edge. Let's go 67.
Tom's calling the inspector because he wanted to seal our pipes in.
You want to look under there?
Yeah, the last one I was going to say, are you picking up a sump pump or something?
Look at this water. That's really coming in. No, we're going to get a flash flood like this. All right, we're at the start of the next job. But before we start to do anything, they have a discharge pipe here. And we need to know where that goes in the yard so it doesn't interfere with anything we're doing. We're going to run our camera through it. Tom has his locator so we can follow the pipe and find out exactly where it goes. Keep going. 21.
Yep. Keep going. You said you're 40?
40.
Okay, go another 10 feet.
50 feet. Pipe is still clear. Looks like it's 4-inch. This house, we're going to be putting a 500-gallon chamber drywell system in. Tom just put it here so we can get the chalk line on there, so when he starts to dig, we know right where we're going with it. We are actually going to be catching this downspout here. I'll take you under the deck in a second, but there's another downspout and a sump pump back there. We're going to be bringing that here, putting in a 12-inch catch basin here, and then all that water will be going into the drywell. That's going to go here. And then we're going to have an overflow, which drywells always need an overflow. An overflow is going to go here, and that's going to go to a pop-up. This town does not allow this water to go to the street. Even though he does have a cord curb already, they no longer allow that, so he's not allowed to have the overflow to the street. So I'll take you underneath the deck and show you what's going on under there. Let me not bang my head. When I came for the initial estimate, I'm banging my head pretty good under here. But this is the downspout pipe from the other side of the house. You can see they have this little thing here which probably leaks. And then it goes over to here. They have a sump pump that just discharges to right here. They do get water in heavy rains in the basement. Here is a sump pump discharge. And here is the other downspout on the other side of the house over here. So we're going to be tying all this together and bringing all this to our drywell. The other thing is we're putting this drywell in for two separate reasons. To catch all the downspouts and the sump pump, which he needs because he gets water going to the basement, but also he was expanding his deck, and to do that the town requires a 5% offset because he's over on his impervious amount of water. I'll let Tom explain all that to you because a lot of towns and a lot of states don't have that. This town does. So we're going to start with working underneath the deck first. Get those pipes started.
There we go. Okay. It's gonna be loud.
Uh-huh. So you want me to make marks on it?
Let it come out and then straighten, I guess. We'll put a 22 there. Yeah, go ahead and put marks on them.
Okay. That's it, right?
I think that angle looks good.
Yeah, and then you're going to turn it?
Yeah, and then we'll do like a 22. Do you want to get a 22 fitting, and we'll make sure we get it right, and we'll get another piece of pipe?
Oh, I forgot the pipe. 22 on. It's not going to fit, but yeah.
That's fine. Just see if it looks right. Does the angle look good?
I don't know.
That's all you need.
Let me go.
Looks like it's going that way.
It's going that way.
But I'm saying now we can turn it if we want to bring it in more.
You want me to get the piece?
I just want that 22 to work.
Okay. I get a piece.
Oh my goodness. All that hair and you still bang your head.
Yep, now my clip broke, so my hair can't go in the clip.
I thought that was like a helmet.
It did. It did protect me.
Okay. The wrong way.
It's not that giant. Wait, it's not. All right, we got the downspout connected, the sump pump connected, goes into here. This will have a white grate on here. That's our discharge, and we have to dig and get over to there. All right, we're gonna start digging a dry well, but I'm gonna let Tom explain a little something about why we're putting this dry well in.
So this customer's having two issues, and we're putting in a 500-gallon dry well. We also had to, get not a permit, but we had to get an okay to have this approved by the town. The first reason he's needs this dry well is they're getting water in the basement on this side of the house. So we measured the roof, and we calculated that in a 1-inch rainstorm they get 500 gallons of water coming off this roof going into 2 downspouts. And so we're putting in a 500-gallon dry well to take that in, and then it will have an overflow that runs 10 feet from the curb. The other problem is this town has the impervious rule. If you're not familiar with that, town is trying to limit the amount of surfaces where water runs off instead of being absorbed, by the grass. In this town, you're only allowed to be 30% impervious. And how they calculate that is the size of the lot, and then you have the house, the driveway, it could be a shed, pool, or in this case, a deck. And he wants to enlarge his deck. So when he went to get the permit to enlarge the deck, everything was calculated. He was 3% over. He was at 33%. So the only way to offset that is to put in a dry well. So by sizing the dry well the size to this side of the house, we eliminate that from the calculation, puts him under the 30%, and so now he can enlarge his deck. But has to do with the impervious rule. We'll put some paperwork up, so if you want to look into it, you can. But like I said, that's the two reasons that we're putting in this dry well here.
All right, so Tom's gonna work over there and start doing all that. He doesn't need me over there, and if he does, he can just call me. I'm gonna work under here and start digging that pipe in to get it through underneath the fence. But before I do that, I have a hard hat that I've never really wear, and I've banged my head on these beams a couple times already. So I'm gonna wear my hard hat. Hopefully I don't look ridiculous. So let me go get that. All right, under the deck we go. Let me bring you with me. All right, so I gotta dig that, over to there to get underneath that fence right there. All right. So we have everything marked. This is where it's going. We have a 22 on there. Let's see, it's not hard digging. It's just a pain. You got rock, little roots. We're gonna try to tape as much as possible, but the heat index is 110 today, and GoPros are gonna be shutting off like crazy, and then I have to wait for them to cool. So I'll do my best to tape as much as I can. Let me just check that real quick. It's gonna be here. Just gotta turn this way a little. All right. That's gonna be right there. All right. Just want to make sure I'm digging the right path so we don't have to dig it twice. Oh, damn it. Good thing I have this stupid helmet on. All right, so I'm digging down here, and I think we have a problem. I believe this is a footing. Let me get Tom.
Hello?
Yeah, I think there's a deck footing right in the way of where we're digging. Over.
You don't have to make the sound.
Are you sure? Right here. Watch your head. I'm gonna shut you guys off for a minute so you don't overheat. Tom's gonna put the laser receiver on the Mini. You can just move that arm, it's on magnets. And see, then he can dig at the right depth. See that white pipe right there? There is a drain over there. We're going to tie that into our chamber drywell. Let's go back under here. I'll show you what I got done. All right, so Tom's gonna have to come and break that concrete up tomorrow. So I got up to here. So I don't have much more to do. So I thought I'd bring you down here. All right, so I only have about 3 feet to go. And there's lots of roots in here, which is awesome. But there's also like a layer of stone. So it's easier just to break up the stone like this and dig it out. Has been a tedious job. If you can see this right here, there's a big stump. So hopefully there's not too many roots right here. Just hoping we don't run into more cement. All right, can you see this? The roots from all the way here, goes to here. It's huge, goes all the way here. And you got a really thick one. Yeah, it's a good sized root. Okay. Did I get this one all the way through? There we go. This one's a doozy. This one's even bigger, I think. All right, so that's what we got done before. Got this trench pretty much dug, except for this cement pillar that's in here. And it also has metal on there. I don't know how good you can see that. Tom's gonna have to break that up tomorrow. He's gonna bring the other drill. And then the pipe's gonna go out and go under this fence. Now let's go see what Tom did. Tom's got his hole dug. We just gotta clean up the bottom a little bit. Go to our trenches for the downspouts. So in the morning, we'll level the bottom out. Get some stone and fabric in here in the chambers. And then we have to call for inspection before we close anything up, which drywells normally do not get inspected, except this one is for a 5% offset that they needed because of the deck. So they have to inspect it. So we'll do that in the morning. Since we have a second load of dirt here that we're gonna be taking out, we have to go get that dumped. All right, we just gotta get these roots cut. Get this flattened out. Tom went to go get the stone. You guys need to come here?
Alright, yeah, we're gonna set up here to change the
Okay, all right. The trench is all ready. A level on the bottom. Roots are cut, and now we just gotta put fabric and stone. Waiting for Tom to get back. And this whole block is without power. Electric company's right there. I asked them if they can give me a couple minutes for Tom to get back because they need to park in front of this pool to fix it. So Tom should be back any second. And now we're putting chambers in, and they lock in these little grooves. All right, so our chambers are in. The downspouts are gonna come in here and attach into the side here. And down here, at the top, we make a hole, put our pipe in, and our overflow will go that way. This will get filled with stone, then the fabric will wrap over it, and then dirt on top. Sorry I'm going a little fast, but the power company was working here this morning, and we have to be ready for a 10 o'clock inspection. I'll get some pieces out.
Okay. You think?
think it's pretty good, right?
Huh?
I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
Wait, what about that's one piece? Right there.
Hey, what are you guys doing down there?
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Hey, Benny.
I see you're in the shade. That's good.
For a second.
You don't have to come out.
No,
All right.
so,
Call me when it's ready for me to stand right there and just get a picture of a pipe,
okay.
and that little inlet, and that's all I need.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. We probably just need a small piece of pipe for there to move that over. All right, let's work our way down.
Want me to go get it?
I guess.
I don't know why I don't bend down. Why I don't bend down enough. Because I don't have to bend down that much. I have to get down there with the hammer.
It's all the way.
It's all the way?
Yep, it went all the way.
Well, it's got lots of pitch down.
Did a good job digging it out.
Thank you.
That was doing one of your moves. God, put it on. That went in.
Yeah.
You might drive it a hair more, but it's in there.
All right, so I'm going to hand you a piece from the other side.
Okay.
Am I going to have to go out there and hit it? Or just...
Well, we may be okay, but you might.
Okay, I got to get... I have to go back out here.
Okay, hold it there. Okay, drive it. Good, good.
This is why their downspout doesn't work.
And then we're getting water inside.
Plus that sump pump was just draining out by the foundation too, so this should really help dry up the basement. That's where it's going?
Well, I'm wondering, you go back and look.
Okay, Tom's just going to dry fit everything first and then glue it up. All right, a little tip when you're putting in your downspout extensions, you don't want to see glue all over the outside because you want it to look nice. What we use is a clear one-step glue. It has primer already in it. That way, if we get any glue on the outside, it's not going to show. And then for everything else, we basically use this one. This is the Rain and Shine Blue Glue. It's one step also has primer in it. You don't need to use primer. And we use that for all the underground pipes.
Because we like the blue better, but we don't like to have blue dripping all over our fittings where it's going to be seen.
Yeah, Tom's right. So those, just a little tip for when you're doing the one you can see, it's better to use clear. Tom's drilling at the bottom of the basin. So any water left in there will drain out.
Now we drill.
Where do you want it?
Right at the edge. Let's go 67,
With the
not
bill.
including the bell.
Can I do anything in your office?
Oh, wait, I want to show you something. Can you wait 1 second?
We just got to hit this in first. Yeah, go ahead. That's good.
Good.
All right, Tom's gonna get the hole put in our chamber, and that's where all the downspouts will go in.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yep.
Okay.
Want it in?
Now,
Okay. I'll pull it up here. You got this?
good.
That's good. The 2 downspouts and sump pump are now connected to our drywell chamber system. Here's our piping. Tom's calling the inspector because he wanted to seal our pipes in. So he's coming back. That's the catch basin, so any debris will fall to the bottom. But that's the 1 downspout and 1 sump pump under the deck. And then we have this one that was totally clogged to the street. And see, we have our grate there, that's a vent, but it also serves a couple purposes. A vent, you can take that out and it's a clean out in case you ever need to snake this out. Or if anything ever happens that the pipe freezes, somebody accidentally breaks the pipe and it gets clogged for any reason, the water will now come out of this vent in a rare case something like that happens. Well, like I said, now we're just waiting for the inspector because we can't fill this in or go on until he approves it. And then we're going to put our overflow out that way.
No, today.
Oh.
We got here at 9. You were here.
Just missed. I think we were here at 8:30.
Oh,
Oh,
No, I was just showing her, you know, just like the progress because she's from NJIT and she's never really seen anything construction-wise. So we don't always do these. So I was trying to show her.
you want to look under there?
Yeah, the last one I was going to say, are you picking up a sump pump or something
yep,
up there?
yep.
Okay. No, I'm not going to go under. I'll just
Go all the way where Tom is. Sump pump's down that way.
down that way.
You see?
Oh, good. Okay.
Can you
Oh,
see
you got a
it?
nice camera. Okay.
Yeah, this one's pretty good. All right, guys, thank you. And then, what are you just going to cover that over a little for?
I'm going to ask the homeowner
Yeah.
because they're working on this deck. So I don't know if we want to leave the pipe exposed so they don't hurt it when they're doing the work that they're doing.
Yeah.
Because I still have to do with the overflow,
you can
but I'm
just text
just
me and say we're done.
okay.
Then I'll swing by and
Yeah.
pick up on it.
You know, the overflow is going to go over there.
Yeah, especially for something like this, I just want to make sure that this is your part, and then that's something
Yeah.
separate.
Right.
So I can say. With
Well, he's
my
been talking to Sherrod, so.
Yeah, I just want to say with
Yeah.
my report
Oh, yeah.
that the drywell and the piping is done. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
right, we got our overflow in, and the overflow goes 10 feet away from the street and out a pop-up. So if we get torrential rains and that dry well gets full, then the rest can come out this pop-up and then go right down the sidewalk and out to the street. All right, Tom's gonna put some dirt in there and I'll bed it in. All right. Okay, Tom's gonna back in here and so we can offload the dirt. Good. we are all finished. I just have to seed and straw. So I'll give you a quick look before I do that. There is the pop-up. That is the overflow. If the chamber drywell ever fills up in a big rain, the water can come out there if it gets full. Here's a look at this. Here is our catch basin, and we are going to come back and put a grate on here because it is kind of downhill, and so we'll catch any water that flows down here. So we'll come back and do that. There's the downspout with the vent. That's how we do our downspouts. Take a quick look under the deck. And I will try not to bang my head. All right. They're gonna have work done, so we left the pipe exposed. I did fill it in, got it all secure, but they can fill it afterwards because we don't want them to break the pipe. So there is a sump pump and a drain, and they tie in right there. We also have the vent on here, and that goes out, and that goes into the chamber drywell. We do have the frost protection on here, so if anything happens that this freezes for any reason, all they have to do is unscrew this, and the sump pump water can shoot out. Alright, everything is finished. It's all seeded and strawed. We're going to get a little rain tomorrow, so that should help out some of the seed. And if you're having problems with standing water, muddy yard, give us a call if you're in Central Jersey. And for all you wondering if we called in a mark out for the mark out police, we did. And the mark out is on the other side of the property. That's why you didn't see any flags where we were digging. Alright, it's raining pretty good. Coming here to try to get you some rain footage. Now, the only thing you're going to see is water coming into the basin.
It's going up.
Okay, the rain just started. I don't know how long it's going to last, so I thought I'd get you some footage now. Maybe it'll get heavier. So this water is from the 2 downspouts. The sump pump, they said, only goes off in the really big rains. So there's probably no sump pump water. And as soon as that basin gets high enough, then it will go in our discharge pipe and go that way to our dry well. Oh, it's filling up pretty quick. Alright, the rain's coming down pretty good. It's getting higher. Almost to our discharge pipe. This would take a lot of rain in order to fill up the dry well, so you're not going to get to see anything going out into the street. It's coming in pretty fast. It's only been a couple days, so none of the grass has germinated yet. That would keep... What?
Yes, coming up over there.
Oh. I'm mistaken. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but the grass is just starting to come up. Rain's really coming down now. You see how fast it's coming in.
I don't know if you can get a picture of that. The water overflowing together, so the water must be clogged there. You get the water overflowing.
So we're looking at this, and it's really not that much.
There, but it wasn't a lot.
This gutter right here, there's not a lot coming out of it. And looking up there, if you can see that, I'll show you the ground. See all this water on the ground? So that gutter right here must be clogged up there. So I have to tell them they have to get their gutters cleaned. All the water is coming from over there and is traveling in and going in this grate. Once the grass comes up, it will stop any debris from going in there. Yeah, the gutter is definitely clogged up there. But the other one on the other side is coming out really fast. They do have a drain that we tied into over here. But if you look at that, that's where the drain is. And there's no water going into that. It's coming off this hill, going this way and then going that way. Look what just happened across the street. This is one of those flash storms. Look how fast the water is coming down. Took out a big branch right there. At least it's not blocking the whole street. It's a pretty busy street. Oh, my umbrella's flying away. Look at this water. At the rate this is going, that thing might fill up if we keep getting this heavier rain in this short amount of time. I don't know if you can tell, but most of this water is going down the hill and is going into our basin also. Yeah, they're gonna have to get their gutter fixed soon. It's actually up there is clogged, not this one here. That's really coming in. I didn't know we were gonna get a flash flood like this. Tom's just clearing a straw away since it's such a heavy rain. Alright, so I'm just gonna put the grate on. It's starting to die down just a little bit. But they had a low spot here. So we're just gonna bring some more soil in here so we get that water to flow that way. And then we'll bring some more grass seed. All right, grate's back on. Just got to bring a little soil over here and more grass seed. And that should be good. And the rain's definitely slowed down. With all that rain that we just got, that torrential rain, we'll see how much it is. When we look at the site tomorrow, we can see how much we got today. But that 500-gallon dry well is not full yet. Nothing's coming out of the pop-up. And now if it stops raining, it will just dissipate into the soil. So thank you for watching the video. I'm nice and wet for you guys, which I don't mind. And bye-bye.